Come to this video, so let's get into it. We have two separate equations to solve in this particular video. All right, so which of them do you think is more difficult? All right, so why not find out, pause the video right here, and then just jump right in, solve the equation, and then comment your answer in the comment section below. All right, so we're going to be starting with the first equation. I hope you solved yours. I hope you solved yours. Solve yours and post it in the comment section below. All right, welcome back to the video. So the first is x minus 1 over x plus 1 plus x plus 1 over x minus 1 is equal to 0. So how do we find x? How do we solve for x? So you know that at the bottom here, we have x plus 1 and x minus 1 as the denominators. Ideally, when you're solving an equation like this, you want to look for the lowest common multiple. But because both of them, we have seen that it carries an unknown, an x, you can just use the product of the both of them as the lowest common multiple, right? So what you want to do, the shortcut here, luckily for us, the right hand side is 0. So whatever we multiply through and multiply with 0 is always going to be 0. So what you want to do is to multiply the first term by the product of the both of them. So what you want to do is, this is what I mean, x plus 1 bracket x minus 1. You multiply it with the first term, which is x minus 1 over x plus 1, right? Okay, now multiply the second term by the product as well, which is x plus 1 bracket x minus 1. Okay, and then you have x plus 1 over x minus 1. Okay, when you do the same thing with the 0, this side also becomes 0, irrespective of what you do. So you're using this to multiply this, you're using this again here to multiply this. Okay, so when you check properly, you see that x plus 1 cancels out x plus 1, x minus 1 cancels out x minus 1. This expression becomes x minus 1 bracket x minus 1, okay, plus what is left here is x plus 1 bracket x plus 1, which is equal to what? 0, right? Open the bracket, expand, x, this becomes x squared, you know, minus 2x and then plus 1. Skipped a bit of step here, okay? But when you expand, you can verify that. X plus 1, when you open the bracket here, expand properly, you have x squared plus 2x plus 1, which is equal to 0. Can you see? So when you can collect like terms, you can see that you can add x and x squared, you can add 2x and this, and you can add 1 and this. Can you see? So x squared plus x squared, this gives us 2x squared. Minus 2x plus 2x, that's already 0. Then 1 plus 1 gives us 2. Okay, plus 2 is equal to 0. So you see that you can easily move 2 to this side of the equation. This becomes 2x squared is equal to minus 2. And where does this leave us? 2 immediately cancels 2. And we are left with x squared is equal to minus 1. And in mathematics, this is what we call the complex number, which is denoted by I. I, small letter I, is what we call, okay, before we get there, you know what? This is what we do. We can actually just say, take the square root of both sides. Take the square root of both sides, right? Okay, I will strike this part out. Right? We already know that x squared is equal to minus 1, okay? And then take the square root of both sides. We have the square root of minus 1. This implies, when this cancels out this, that means x is equal to, the square root of 1 is what we call iota, which is a complex number. Okay, this is what we call a complex number, and guess what? We're going to put a plus or minus here, plus or minus, you see. So you can see that x, the value of x is a complex number, which is minus I or plus I. Okay, I believe you were able to solve and get this as your answer. This gives us a final answer. Okay, all right, so let's move on to the second part. This is already looking a bit confusing, but the second part, let's see if this one is going to be more challenging or more difficult. So x to the power of log x is equal to 100. All right, so let's find x. Easily you can see that you can take the logarithm of both sides. So take the logarithm of both sides, right? And when you do that, you get, take the logarithm of this, you get log x. Already we have a logarithm before, so that's log x at the top, and then we have log 100. You see, by the law of logarithm, you can easily multiply by the power. So the logarithm goes to the back, and then that becomes log x. And guess what? We still have a log s in front, so let's separate it with a multiplication sign, log x. So you have log x, which is equal to log 100 is the same thing as log 10 to the power of 2. And you know this is log to the base of 10, right? Log to the base of 10. So guess what? Log x plus log x, elementary mathematics, it tells us that this becomes log x to the power of 2. Okay? And what happens here? We see that we can move 2 by the law of logarithm, the same thing we applied here. this becomes 2 log 10 base 10, which is 1. So 2 log 10 base 10, which is what? 1, which is what? So 2 times 1 gives us 2. So we can see that log x to the power of 2 gives us 2. So what we can do is to take the square root of both sides. Take the square root of both sides. When you easily do that, you can see that this becomes the square root of this and then the square root of this. This immediately cancels this, and then we are left with log x, which is equal to what? The square root of 2. Remember, there is a base of 10 here by default. So the law of logarithm says that you could easily, if you have a log a to base b is equal to c, you can get rid of the logarithm by simply saying a is equal to what? B to the power of c. Easy. So this is what happens. So in this case, we have x is equal to 10 to the power of the square root of 2. You can see. So this is the answer to this, and this is the answer to this. So comment below, what do you think is, which of them do you think is more interesting? Which of them do you think is more difficult? And hope you're able to solve at least one of them. Thank you for checking out this video. We're going to be doing more of this type of videos, but we need your support. So why not go ahead and simply like the video and share the video and then subscribe to the channel. So see you in the next one. I'll catch you later.